through it all. Show by show, voice by voice. Yeah, this is how you make some noise. This is called country. No sticks, no seeds, just news. This is called country. This is called country. Everyday people breaking through. Not the stereo.
All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome back, Late Night Green. Welcome to Cough Country TV. This is Late Night Green, Late Night Edition. I'm PhillyFill. This is the Todd Father. What's up, my brother?
Yo, man, I'm doing good, man. What's happening, PhillyFill?
It's been a minute since you've been here. You were away for a little bit.
Yeah, man, I had to work on my tan for a little bit.
Right, like you didn't have one to begin with.
Well, I had to, touch it up.
Yeah, touch it up a little bit?
Yeah.
Well, it's looking fresh and silky.
Oh, man, I appreciate that.
Right on. So you'll have to, man, maybe later on you'll tell us about, like, some,
Yeah, I'll tell you a little something
maybe
about
some shenanigans or some shit like that.
Well, we can talk about that.
Right on. Hey, let's welcome to the show Bill O.
From the Cough Country News Desk, it's Bill O with your cannabis news.
Where is he?
Thank you, Clifford, for that introduction.
We don't see you.
I'm here, though.
Mr. Bill.
Can you hear me?
We hear you.
There I am.
Oh.
What's happening? Oh, I'm a little...
Oh, Jeff can fix that. Yeah, Jeff can fix that. He put because you had your cup on the desk and he was trying to get it out of the desk.
Oh, I can bring the cup back.
Well, now you fucked it all up, Bill. Hey, welcome. What's going on, Bill?
That's
How
what
are
I do.
you?
I fuck things up.
Guys, if you did not just see it, we were a little late tonight, but we just did a live news with Bill O, and you covered quite the gamut of things. Some of which we'll talk about tonight.
There's a lot of important news out there, Phil, and I'm here to cover it.
Yeah.
No, yeah. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
That's how you.
I'll write it and we'll do it live.
I'm going to write it, and I'm going to do it live.
That's how you do it, brother.
That's how I do it.
Well, Bill, hang on, because what we're going to do is we're going to come to you just in a minute, and we're going to do some news and so
see what's happening.
Stay on standby because we're going to do the news early. So
I'll be up here in the newsroom.
You got it, brother. You got it. Okay, guys, so one of the things I want to tell you about real quick before we bring a guest on here for tonight is I wanted to tell you about Late Night Green one-on-one with PhillyFill. It's a new series for Late Night Green right here on our channel, Cough Country TV, Late Night Green, and basically what it is, Todd Father, is it gives me a chance to go one-on-one with people when we want to do like a really deep dive. And even though like you and I do killer interviews, sometimes it's different when it's just you and the other person. It's just boom, boom, boom.
You can break it down.
Boom, boom, boom. So that's what it looks like. That's our logo for this. So we have a clip from this. So let me set this up. Let me set it up. So what you're going to see is going to come out on Monday night. Okay, so it premieres Monday night of this coming week.
Great.
But we're going to show you a clip, and we're going to show you some clips along the way. So between now and Monday, there'll be a bunch of clips that come out. Instead of putting the clips after the video, we're going to put the clips before the video, tease it out, let everybody take a look at it. We have a clip from this interview. I'll set it up real quick. It's Claudia Post. She is the CEO and founder of Post Agency. And Jeff, what's the name of her? Scarlet Express. So turn your mic on in there so you can come on the air too as well. But yeah, Scarlet Express and the Post Agency. Post Agency and Scarlet Express are in the cannabis space. I've known Claudia for years. I used to work for her. It was an interesting dynamic. Let's go ahead and play that video. We've gone back to figure out what year, but I think it was 2002.
Shit. Really?
It's a long time ago.
It's a fucking long time ago.
A long time ago. Pull that a little bit closer to you, that mic. Yeah, you're good.
Oh.
You're good. You're good.
Is that good?
Yep.
Okay.
And I had the opportunity to work for you.
Yes, you did.
And I believe I was a subcontractor. I don't necessarily add services on.
Absolutely. But what happened is that I always say, when you're a leader of your company, no matter what it is, you're in the crow's nest. You can see on deck and you can see out to the horizon. And you better have a view of both of those. And when I saw what was going on with the internet, I'll never forget this. I held a meeting at my house with my whole staff, bagels, lox, whatever. And I said, a tsunami is coming, and it's the internet, and we better fucking get on board. I had my sales manager, Tony, who said, oh, no, it's nothing. I said, we're changing what was originally Diamond Courier. I said, we're changing our name. Every competition, may I say, is a lot of people say that they don't have consistent drivers. They don't keep to their times. Well, fuck, I did thousands of jobs.
Well, when you're in logistics, you understand time for
Time.
fucking sure.
That's exactly right.
That's the first thing you understand is time.
It is the first thing.
Because it's the first thing that can go wrong is you're being late. Well. What do you think about that?
Oh, that's good, man. It's a good piece there. She's going way back and talking about the roots, huh?
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, when you talk to
clip.
somebody who's been around so long, I mean, she's telling you what it was like when she went from, old school to internet business, right? And, everybody's come a long way since.
Yeah, man.
So, guys, make sure you tune in Monday night. I think it's Monday night at 9 p.m. on Cough Country TV and Late Night Green. That's a full interview. That's a 90-minute interview, guys, where we talk about all kinds of stuff. And I think you'll learn something. I think you'll learn about, she's old school, she's OG, and that's, there's an approach to that, and there's a methodology that, we all can learn from with that. And so this is the reason I wanted to break it down with her and do that. So we're going to do more of these type of one-on-ones. Sorry for having somebody in your chair, but we did change the color. It looked different.
That's what's up.
It looked different. All right. So with that said, let's go right into the main event here for tonight because we have a really big announcement. But first, to help us make that announcement, there'd be nobody more appropriate than our friend Kyle from High Times Magazine. Kyle in the house. What's going on, my brother?
Yo, here for the late night sesh.
There he is.
What's up, Kyle?
Oh, you got
you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
hear
we
you.
can hear you, man. How you doing?
All right, good. I'm doing excellent down for the late night sesh.
Right
There you
on.
go.
That's what we're doing as well.
It was great. Just want to thank you guys again. Hope you had an excellent time at the first ever New Jersey Cannabis Cup. You guys were holding it down, live streaming, having a good time.
We were having a very good time.
Yeah, that was a great event, man. We enjoyed ourselves. It was all the entertainment and everybody was there. That was a part of it. It was a great.
It was a fun time. It was a good time. And listen, it was whenever you do something for the first time, there's challenges with doing things the first time. So you guys really worked your butt off to kind of cover the cross the T's, dot the I's, and so forth. And I know we learned a bunch from it. I know you guys learned a bunch from it. And so these are things that we can all take forward and make the show better, right? We can do a lot of stuff. And so we enjoyed ourselves. We had a great time. The people were great. The only thing that was a little chilly.
A little chilly,
A little chilly.
But we can
For
handle
sure,
that.
for sure. We'll make sure to crank up the sun next time.
We can handle the weather.
If that's possible, we can sign us up for that for sure. So what's
excited to run it again back next year. Maybe we'll up different. We'll see how it goes down. But community reception was great. Definitely got to go bigger next year. So we're hyped.
So let me ask you this. What's your thoughts? So when you guys popped this announcement, nobody had enough grow time to actually maybe make something specific for that specific cup. But now that we all know it's coming again, I think some of the growers will have a different approach. What do you know about that?
Yeah, look, we're going to be running it back yearly. Josh, the owner of High Times and founder of Raw Rolling Papers, had an excellent time. He loved the community and really wants to come back. I think, our yearly schedule is pretty nailed now. So again, kind of saying it'll be the same timeline for next year. So everybody can start preparing now, and get ready, as it approaches.
Yep. Get the good stuff out, right?
We were just using the
Absolutely.
raw papers earlier.
We were just using raw papers earlier. So but you've got a huge announcement to make, and we just covered it on the news just like an hour ago. So why don't you smack us with the big news?
Yeah, absolutely. Two big announcements. Well, first, we're going to be inviting some of the amazing New Jersey Cannabis Cup winners to come sesh, have a good time with yourself and us at the studio there with Late Night Greens. So we're going to be celebrating the winners, giving them their share, having a great sesh circle, and having a good time with you in the studio. We want to tell more stories, what it took to win the New Jersey Cannabis Cup, why the people maybe responded and voted for their strains and their brand to win. And yeah, we want to give everyone a continued good time.
Yep. So as you guys can see, so the High Times New Jersey Winners Circle, so it's the New Jersey Cannabis Cup Winners Circle show is going to be right here at the Cough Country TV studio on the 19th of June. And I don't know if we have the time, but I think it's going to be around 8 o'clock.
Yeah, that's going to be a delightful event. I'm glad how you guys did the cup now. It's so personal, letting the people vote on everything.
People's
And
choice.
so really got a feel for it.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. The Cannabis Cup has been around since 1988. Started way back in Amsterdam, when really that was the only place that had quote legal cannabis. So that's where everyone felt safe to be, smoking everything. Everybody bringing their strains out, and as they came to the U.S. again, it started with a select panel of just the High Times staff judging and maybe some celebrity judges, but the people were always begging, they want to judge, they want to share their opinion. And, once cannabis went legal in certain states, we were able to come up with a way to let the people in on the experience.
Amen.
Yeah, that was
Amen.
perfect.
I went to, I guess I told you or we were talking before, but I had gone to two cups, kind of like back in the day cups. Not terribly back in the day, but, before the People's Choice element was rolled in recently. And the one thing, I mean, these were the greatest events I went to, but the one thing I wanted to do was smoke the same bud that they were smoking on the stage. That's the only thing I wanted that I didn't have. And so now you have that. You guys, we all have that. And that's what's amazing. So a little bit about the show. So we're going to have content creators and influencers from New Jersey here with us at the table. And then over on the other side of the studio, the other area, we're going to set up like an Olympic style podium. So we're going to be able, whether they come virtually or whether they're here in person, and some will come person, some will be here, some won't. We're going to be able to put them on their podium over on the other side, and then all of us will be able to talk to them. We'll be able to ask them questions, share, talk about their product. We'll have all kinds of, hopefully we'll have the samples and the stuff that won the cup that we can share, enjoy, celebrate, and really,
Yeah, perfect setting.
and give them their time in the sun, which is very much deserving.
Because it was Olympic, like,
Well, yeah.
it was some great.
Yeah.
The best part was tasting the product, seeing the people who won, and then you could get that personal feel and say how you felt about it. Like,
Yeah.
man, that's what I picked.
Exactly.
So
That makes a huge difference.
Makes a huge difference.
Makes a huge difference. So, so guys, make sure there are sponsorship opportunities. So if you're a business, reach out, hit us up at info@coughcountry.com. We can help you with a very inexpensive way to be involved in the broadcast of this show. We're going to be simulcasted over on the High Times channel, so expect a really good time. This ought to be a very, very fun, celebratory styled event, if I may say.
Got the champs in the house.
Yeah, right on, right on. So, and if you guys think that we're limited right here with the one announcement of the Winner Circle show, well, you would be wrong, because we have another announcement, don't we, Kyle?
Yeah, absolutely. We're continuing our journey with the Cannabis Cup. Announcing where we're popping up next. That's going to be Montana. Montana's got an amazing cannabis scene. Over 500 dispensaries open in the state. The Montana people love their guns. They love their freedom, and they love their cannabis. So we're excited to be showing up in the Big Sky State, checking out what the best of the best there is going to be.
It's going to be a very, very exciting time. I don't know much about the cannabis scene in Montana, so
I don't either. So that Lisa,
I'm eager
Worth,
to learn.
worth
I'm eager to.
exploring. Yeah, they've had one of the longest running medical programs. The people there love the culture. They love growing. A lot of really great product coming out of the state. Again, great culture, beautiful scenery. So we're gonna be partaking with some great cannabis products.
Yeah.
oh
Going
yeah,
fly fishing, checking out the beautiful scenery, seeing some bison, and celebrating with the community there.
There's nothing
We
better
like
than
to
that.
make each, awards ceremony, party, festival authentic to the state. So expect some mechanical bulls, expect some cowboys, expect a really good time at the awards
You might
ceremony
not.
there.
You might not be able to handle this one.
man. Listen, I might have to eat some of that bison though.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Montana culinary experience for sure. So yeah, pre-registration is live. Spread the word to all the great Montana brands and retailers to participate. It's going to be excellent.
Absolutely. Shout out to Montana. Shout out to High Times for going to Montana. I think this is going to be really an amazing event.
Yeah,
Great
we're
pick.
working with some really great community members there. Shout out to my friend Tara, who's spearheading a lot of our boots on the ground initiatives there.
Shout out
Again,
to
got a
Tara.
great retail scene, great community. They're really excited to be having High Times show up.
Yeah, and there's nothing not to be excited about. High Times showing up in your town, in your state, in your town. It's going to be amazing. Kyle, why don't you help everybody? Because this is kind of interesting. Because not often does everyone get to see like maybe some of the behind the scenes. So we're at this point where you just made the announcement. You're in pre-registration. Like, what's the process look like for a cultivator or a manufacturer in the state of Montana? Like, what do they have to do to start, the process of being in the cup?
Yeah, we love to give people as much, obviously time as possible to prepare either a fresh harvest or sort of start calculating, what they have on hand that they're able to submit into our judge kits and participate. So we start spreading the word early. We have a pre-registration period. Again, we really search far and wide for boots on the ground, hand-in-hand partners. Like our friend Tara, she spearheads the Montana, Cannabis Retail Association there. So she's already tapped in with all the retailers and a lot of the brands. She let us know that people are begging for High Times to come to the state. They want to experience the Cannabis Cup. So we were really lucky again that the community kind of reached out to us and expressed their excitement to want to bring this there. So a lot of these people were prepared already, but again, when we make the announcement, we really like to let all the brands know to start, again on either a fresh harvest if they have enough time, or again start curating the best product that they have on hand that they're able to participate with.
And I'm assuming there's certain quantity thresholds that have to be met for submission.
Yeah, how we do it, we have a limited number of judge kits when we do this. It's about 2,000 and some change. So if you're a flower brand, we need 228, usually 1 gram units, 1 gram samples, so we could get those flower judge kits up to an ounce, flower in there, 28 1 gram units, and it's an amazing deal for the consumer, right? They're getting this epic High Times branded bag, they're getting a magazine in there, obviously a bunch of raw goodies and freebies. So it's a really again fun product, fun unique experience to be getting from your favorite local dispensary.
Yeah, it's a win-win.
For concentrates, we only need a half gram, because again, as we go state by state, there are certain limits what people are allowed to buy on the daily. Somebody's only allowed to buy, unfortunately, so much cannabis from the dispensary at a time.
Yeah. So at the show in New Jersey, the Cannabis Cup, you had a wide variety of categories that were judged in. Are you going to use that same categories in Montana?
Yeah, of course, all the flower will be broken up by sativa indica hybrid. The vape concentrates category we break up separately into solventless versus solventless versus a solvent, and then edibles we've broken up by the gummies in one category, chocolates in another, and then kind of the unique drinks in a third category too.
And Montana
But
has
yeah,
never.
otherwise similar categories across the state. Montana has never had a High Times Cannabis Cup there.
This is going to be epic.
Yeah, we
Epic.
really try, again, how we're going to be announcing the rest of our yearly schedule soon. And then, even more fun is after this year concludes, where we're really making it the people's choice. We want to hear from the community where you want us to come next. So we're going to let the people vote on where we should pop up.
That's awesome.
A lot of people are saying Maine's got the best weed. I really want to do a cup in Maine. That should be, that might be on our 2027 radar.
Well, that's Cough Country. That is Cough Country's second home state is Maine. We love Maine. And we're there quite often, actually. So
I hear some of the best cannabis is coming out of Maine right now.
There is some really, really good stuff, and there's just great stuff in Maine. I always enjoy.
Yeah, Maine
I gotta be careful what I say. I gotta be careful what I say.
Maine.
I'm my own worst enemy. I just gotta be careful. It's an exciting time. The way you guys are interacting with the community is, I think, great. It's hard to make everybody happy. We had people who would bitch about certain things or that, and we tried to call things out on our show.
And hey, you know what? We're transparent. We communicate. We make good to the community as best we can, and we're here for the feedback. So again, always down to improve, always down to do our best, and keep showing up.
This is why they call him King Kyle, right there. King Kyle in the house. Well, Kyle, we appreciate that. Will you hang out with us while we do some news real quick?
Of course, yeah. Love to give my opinion on the news.
All right. Well, then let's bring Bill back into the scene. Bill,
What's happening?
what's happening, man? How are you?
I'm
It's
living
happening.
large, man. I'm having a great day. It's really been a fun time.
Good. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself over
Yeah.
there.
Up here.
Up here. That's right. You're up here. I keep forgetting that there's a
The
tram.
newsroom, we're several floors up.
Yeah, and there's a tram system in between. So, what do we have going on in the wide world of news, Bill?
Well, down there in Delaware, lawmakers are considering two different bills of what they want to do with cannabis. It seems like they're unsure what they want to do. And I guess, there's a lot of speculation, people talking. One proposal would move intoxicating hemp products into dispensaries, right?
Okay.
And then it would be regulated through the dispensaries. And the other bill is saying, no, we can continue to sell them where they're being sold, but we need to implement these new rules to follow up on. So if it's moved into the licensed marijuana market, it could only be sold in the cannabis dispensaries, and otherwise you could continue to sell it in the smoke shops, convenience stores, and whatnot. But really, what the lawmakers are really trying to do is just make sure kids can't get it, make sure underage people can't get it, maintain product safety and checking the products to make sure they have the exact amount of whatever in them. Make sure they're clean, labeled,
Sounds like it might be a little fight on the hand on those choices.
Well,
It could be, but I kind of get the feeling like everyone's sort of on the same page. It's just, how are we going to implement it?
Well, I think here's the bigger mess, and I'll dump. And this is a conversation that Claudia and I had in great detail, during our record session yesterday. Mm-hmm. There's a good in it. First of all, the way Congress handled, the middle of the night during a shutdown, stuck it in a reopening, and basically canceled hemp out as it currently stands. It's a really weak way of going about it. It's definitely typical congressional, sly-handed,
right,
behind the scenes shit that we all have seen in the past. But now it kind of hit home on this one. So you have that element. Then you've got the element of the unfair nature that hemp presents, excuse me, guys, to licensed dispensaries. They are the ones who spent the money. They're the ones who go through regulatory.
Right.
They're the ones who have invested and had waited and waited and waited, and yet some of the bigger sales are all coming through drinks that they don't have access to. So then there's that. I'm not a big hemp fan. It's not something that I personally love, but I do love one part about hemp, and specifically the drinks. It opened up a lot of people their minds to the fact that this is not terrible. It's not the things that we have on our walls here. It's not the devil's lettuce. It's basically something that can help them not drink alcohol, and I think that that's a great thing.
It's a great thing.
And and having it accessible in stores like supermarkets or a convenience store makes it very easy for the non-cannabis person to make a basically what is in essence a cannabis purchase.
Yeah.
So, it really is a catch-22. And now the mess is that I don't think Congress is going to come save this in the last 11th hour. So I don't think that's going to happen. And I think it's now going to be left upon state by state to determine what are they going to do. So you have an industry and a lot of people who work for an industry who are hanging on the ability of individual states to make a decision on what to do with this. And if they don't do anything, from what I understand, it's going to defer back to the dispensary system. And so what's going to happen is the hemp drinks that you're accustomed to could potentially be sold at a dispensary. And then that brings up the bigger question of, will the person who bought it at the supermarket actually go to dispensary buy it? I say no.
It's going to hurt sales.
It's going to
kill. That's, to me, that's the biggest part of the controversy with this issue is the point of sales. And also, what we didn't want to do is have things legal and go through a liquor system.
Right. So, exactly.
Well, we're living in a tumultuous time.
Kyle, what do you think?
I think it was a great boon, definitely, for the liquor stores. I mean, being in New Jersey, I was seeing every liquor store start to really curate a great hemp section. I think that was really wonderful for people who are trying to get away from alcohol, seeing an alternative there. My opinion on hemp was, I think it was a smart move for businesses who were not in a legal state to, again, open up the culture to cannabis, to have something, quote, legal for the people to have access to. Again, the smart players in the California cannabis scene quickly pivoted to a hemp brand. They're like, hey, I'm not making money in California, but people love my brand. Maybe let me pivot to hemp, start spreading awareness about me in all these other states. And when I can get a legal license there, they'll already be familiar with my brand. I've built a community and can now turn on the THC, the dispensary weed and everything like that. So there was some smart plays to it. Again, I think it opens up the broader conversation of what some of these cannabis growers are getting frustrated by is all people know is THC percentages, right? We want to see some of these other cannabinoids like the THCA, THCV, some of these other cannabinoids that are really the medicine, open up. We want everyone to stop asking, just give me that 40% THC strain. Let me find something with a better terpene profile, maybe some other cannabinoids that are more active in there. And again, if you were a smart hemp brand, you've built up your community thus far, now pivot to kind of the cannabis system, and your community will follow,
And it's funny that some pivoted, like you said, California folks pivoted to hemp, and now will most likely pivot back to straight cannabis. It's so damn interesting to see how this whole thing is kind of shaking out. It really is wild.
I think, like the gas station type stores with the hemp products, basically saying we're here to stay was proliferated, right? Hard to handle, not fair, and they're trying to work something out. They're not going away. They're trying to compromise, and we'll see where it lands.
I don't like people who say it's not fair. If you're a good brand, people are going to stick by you and support your business, and, you don't need to be taking other people down because you feel slighted,
Right.
Like, just stay focused on what you're building, build up your community,
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, and
we'll have to watch and see how it all shakes out.
Yeah, it is. It's a very interesting situation. There's a lot of dollars on the line. There's a lot of people who are employed, throughout, through the hemp industry. It really is. I find this it's kind of like a dilemma. It's a kind of a catch-22. There's a good side to this. There's a bad side to it. And I guess we'll just have to see how things shake out.
Yeah, that's all we can do.
That's what we can do.
And I'll report on it when it happens.
Well, of course, Bill.
All right, Bill, what you got for us?
I got another story for you, and it's another hemp story, and I hope you enjoy it. This one, we go to New Jersey. They've approved a bill allowing large hemp THC drinks in liquor stores. Now, by large, they're not actually talking about, large, but they are talking about bigger.
Like 1 liter bottles.
Yeah, exactly. So the bill would allow bottles containing up to 200 milligrams of THC under certain
Oh, wow.
rules. Yeah, hopefully that's kind of a bigger bottle. So I think like right now you can get a soda can sized serving in Jersey.
What's the name of that brand in the 1 liter? It looks like a champagne bottle. It's a
Are we
drink.
talking size, or are we talking how much is infused in there? Because right
Well,
now
the 200
only
milligrams
popular
is
5 milligram. Maybe 10 milligram drink.
No, it's a 200 milligram 1 liter bottle is what it is. And what I find interesting is that, because New Jersey chose to have like an earlier cutoff date than the November, they now, because of pressure and because of these industries leaning on them, they now, and the people who sell them, let's not forget the people who are making money selling them as well, they're saying we need to have legislation put in place right now that gets us to November. So they literally just spent a bunch of time in their legislative putting together a bill, and they approve it just to get them to November, which doesn't necessarily solve anything. It just keeps this thing flowing. What it does is it shows you that this isn't going away. Like one way or another, this isn't going away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So interesting breakthrough. I've seen these bottles. They're 1 liter. They kind of look. I can't remember the damn name.
Is this an actual brand down here you're showing?
This one here?
Yeah,
No.
in the graphic.
No, I don't think
okay.
that's no. But there are these 1 liter bottles that have 200 milligrams, and so I think it sounds to me like some legislation got written for a very specific category is what it looks like, and I just wonder what it took for them to get the legislative to move like that. That's kind of interesting.
Don't know, but I feel like going to Jersey and see what I can get.
Yeah, yeah. There you go, Bill.
All right, our next story is that Congress is very unlikely to stop the federal hemp ban, which is coming in November.
They're not going to save this.
I don't think they are.
Nope.
It's expected the law is going to go in November of 2026. It changes the definition of legal hemp and places extremely low THC limits on products. Industry groups are warning this is going to knock out 90 to 95% of the current hemp industry. It's a huge industry.
It's definitely going to hurt.
Well, these guys should pivot to industrial hemp. Again, people sort of lost focus. I feel the hemp should be used for clothing and housing materials, and start growing it for the industrial stuff.
Which is what
again, I always felt a lot of these hemp guys, quickly jumped to mushroom products when that was hot for a second. The Amanita, infused things. A lot of these guys, again, aren't actual cannabis operators. They just saw another quick way to make money. They'll pivot to one of these other legal substances that they could hustle at the gas stations, whether that's, the Blue Lotus or, again, Amanita mushroom products or some of these other herbs that have a psychedelic effect that are, quote, legal, So, again, trust me, these guys know how to pivot to the next thing.
Oh, good.
And I think, the other thing that I want to mention, too, is that I think hemp has kind of shown what deregulation looks like. Because when you can operate across 50 states and you can use economy to scale to make products and market products, and you're not limited by one state, nor are you limited to, if you are a multi-state, you've got a license in each one, and you've got heavy regulation. These guys had no regulation. So what does no regulation almost look like? And you can operate in 50 states? That's what it looks like. It's like an industry that formed in, call it 24 months, right in front of our face.
It's really impressive how quickly it happened.
And it shows you, I think it's a crystal ball insight view as to what can happen if they just get off their horse with cannabis, because it's ready to go. Like this is the hemp industry proved what they can do. And what Kyle said about the industrial uses, that's what the original, what was it, 2017 or 2018 hemp farm bill, that's what it was designed for. It was so you could start to grow and use it for the industrial application, the clothing, the ropes, and all the things that you can do with hemp.
I think, didn't Harlem Reporter just read off like an entire list, 50 or 60 different applications for hemp?
Can he read 50 or 60?
Oh yeah, there's hempcrete now that needs to get scaled up. We'll be building cheap housing with the hempcrete. Hemp is a great insulator. Fireproof, mold-proof.
Right.
Anti-bug resistant. Great stuff. And yeah, the hemp clothing. We're still a long way away from getting that really scaled up and making it cheap for everybody.
Right on, right on. All right, Bill, enough with this hemp.
Enough with that hemp.
Damn hemp.
So we're talking now about, there was a cannabis ad during a Mets game the other night, and people are losing their cookies over it.
Oh, I want to know about this one.
So it was a commercial during the New York Mets. It was an ad for a real cannabis retailer called Strain Stars, and it was promoting discounts, happy hour deals, and free giveaways. Pretty innocuous sort of a thing, but people got their panties in a wad because they didn't think it was appropriate for a sports thing.
Isn't that
maybe
something?
because it's a family sport or just people just bitching?
Well, how many liquor ads or beer ads were
Exactly.
played during the game?
I mean, can you
tally
watch
that up?
any sports without seeing a beer ad?
And that's the thing. I don't see where, if you're going to say no liquor ads, then the beer ads got to fucking go. And if the beer ads don't go, then I think you have to look at the cannabis ads. Now, our whole reason to be here is to create programming where we can run cannabis ads. And I don't know, Kyle, if you looked at it, but the simulcast that we did from Steel Pier, it uncovered a couple of interesting comments in the comment area. One person said, "Yo, did I just see cannabis ads? You guys went to commercial and there were cannabis ads that you guys running." So it created where somebody that was watching the baseball game was alarmed. Somebody in our space, somebody in our world watched the live broadcast where we said, "Hey, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back." And we played weed commercials. We played cannabis commercials. And I'm glad that they saw it like that. I'm glad
it's
that
a new thing. First they're like, "Hey, did I see that?" But then it's going to become normal. Hopefully, it'll be a normal
And
thing.
somebody else said, "Hey, they had a premonition that they would see this." They said they had a premonition 20 years ago about it. And so we are moving in the direction where, what you're talking about, Bill, is not such a big deal. It's not going to be that much of a big deal. And the more, again, the more it's a big deal, the more opportunities that we have internally as an industry to just basically not even have to participate in their nonsense.
Right.
But we have the ad. Do you want to play it, Jeff? Do we have the ad that ran?
Yeah.
All right, go full screen. We'll play it. Audio.
That was pretty tame in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that we need. What's the name of that dispensary, Bill?
That was called Strain Stars.
Hey, shout out to Strain Stars for doing an ad. Number one. Number two, we want to talk to you guys because we like to see that ad on the Cough Country TV network. And I think we could help them put together a really dope ass ad.
And no doubt.
Yeah,
We've already played their ad twice, so.
Yeah. Well, that's because it's news, Bill.
Exactly.
It's different.
Exactly. It's not an ad, it's a news story.
It won't be news later on.
So, cannabis marketing rules allow TV advertising, however, it prohibits, and this is all reasonable, don't target minors. You can't use cartoons or toy imagery. Can't have youth-focused messaging, and you can't use slang terms like weed, pot, or stoner.
Okay. Well,
So no Camel Joe for weed.
Bullshit.
Okay, whatever. You can't say weed or see. That's where you take it. I was with you until you got to that point, Bill, with the kids
really?
and the cartoons and all that. Yeah, I don't think that's necessary. But telling me how to say it, like what I can say, That's
Well, I
nonsense.
think they just want to avoid the slang.
I don't give a fuck.
The slang is going to be there.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, we can mainstream an industry without having to like abandon any type of. I don't even want to call it slang. It's not even slang. It's what we call it. It's the
Right.
words
That's
we use.
That's a bad way to put it.
Yeah, it's not even slang.
They don't like certain terms which are normal in the
Yeah,
space.
yeah, it's a good point. It's true. All right, you want to go to the next story?
I guess so.
Yeah, what you got, Bill?
Because this is just cracking me up. A new federal drug testing rule targets truck drivers. So
This one's wild.
yeah, the Department of Transportation announced a new rule requiring directly observed urine testing in certain
Stop it.
situations.
Get some help.
So, in other words, some truck driver has got to stand in front of, I don't know, a tester, whip out his wang and pee into a cup just to make sure he's not cheating.
But the reason that they're doing this is because they were supposed to have oral tests available.
Right.
And because they couldn't get their shit together and people are cheating the system because people take like fake piss in with them.
Right,
And
right.
they go into the bathroom and they use the fake piss, right?
What?
Yeah, you don't know about this, G?
Man, how you know about it?
Come on, man. Stupid. Listen, what happens is people they have these bladders that they'll put up against their body, and it keeps it the right
got the temperature,
It keeps the right
yeah.
temperature, and then they put like a tube on their schwang, and and then they squeeze it out in there, and that's how people they get other people's piss, and that's how they pass a test. So
You
then,
down with OPP?
so now the government said, we got to have an easier way to do this where we can just see somebody getting a test. So they decided they're going to develop this oral thing, this
Right.
oral test. But like anything else that you leave the government to do, they couldn't get it done when they were supposed to get it done. So now they have a problem. Why don't you light that, Jay?
Yeah,
up?
that alternative is a little invasive.
Yeah, so now
Yeah.
because they couldn't get their own solution right. Did I get this right, Bill? Because they
Yeah.
couldn't get their own solution right, now people have to watch other people pull their dick out or whatever and take a piss.
I don't even really feel so bad for the guy who's got to watch. I feel bad for the truck driver.
Oh, I don't feel bad for the person who has to watch. I mean, they
Right.
signed up for that, but the person
I guess they
driving
did.
doesn't want to fucking have to do that.
Right?
What do you think, Kyle?
I mean, does meth
putting you on
and
the
crank
spot.
show up in a urine test? That's what truck drivers need, right? They're trying to stay up. If they're smoking cannabis, they're passing out. The truck drivers are all about they need to stay awake and keep
Yeah, I
hauling.
don't think they're smoking much weed, driving trucks hundreds of miles.
Yeah, so they're doing other stuff. if
But
they're
like we
doing
said
it.
in
looking
another
for-
story, right, that you can smoke on the weekend and it's still going to be in your system, detectable in your system for days or even weeks.
But this oral test is for alcohol, is it not?
No, the oral test is for it's for cannabis.
Is it?
That's
Yeah,
some
let me
new
just
science out
double
here.
check here.
I thought the oral test was for alcohol, so they could do these screenings. I mean, obviously the screening is for alcohol and drugs.
Sure.
Well, Bill's going to investigate further.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get some of the guys in the newsroom on this then, find out. Because the way the story is written here, it does seem to be cannabis only, but, maybe we missed something. And if you refuse to take the test, then they're just going to assume that you're guilty.
I like our thumbnail right there. I'll tell you that. Nice looking.
Yeah, that's nice.
Nice looking thumbnail.
Couldn't get a picture of a truck driver with his wang out?
No, but you know,
No, we ain't going there.
no, but the second best thing is a nice glass of piss right there. For
Yeah,
you.
that's... I don't think there's even a lid on that glass.
And look, the person watching is a cop. That's kind of derogatory, right? All right, whatever, Bill. What's next?
All right, we got another story here. We're going to talk about a new study linking cannabis and tobacco to a higher psychosis risk. And
okay.
we talked about this story last week. Research studied more than 1,000 individuals considered at clinical high risk for psychosis. And the highest risk group was people who used heavy cannabis and light tobacco use.
At the same time?
Well, not necessarily like boom, 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 but I guess, in your daily, day-to-day activity.
Okay, so if you smoke
The Europeans
cannabis
like to
and
smoke spliffs.
you're a light smoker.
They're mixing tobacco and the cannabis
and that's
together
exactly
in a
what
cigarette.
that's exactly what a spliff is, and so that's not good, right? I guess what you're saying, that's not good.
So it's kind of like an open story at this point. They're seeing a correlation, they're seeing a correlation where people who are suffering from these psychosis are also using tobacco and cannabis. But that doesn't put causality. It's not necessarily because you're using tobacco and cannabis that you have psychosis. It could be people who have psychosis or are high risk for it, maybe are drawn to tobacco and cannabis. So
maybe it's helping mellow
they're saying
them
they're
out.
seeing
Maybe
a
it's
connection,
reducing
but
that
it's-
anxiety.
I'm sorry, Kyle?
I was just saying maybe again, it's calming them down. It's helping with the anxiety. We got to dig into this deeper.
Right. It may actually be helping them.
Who paid for this?
Exactly.
What I want to know is who paid for it. I always want to know who paid for these studies.
You and me.
Well,
I'm sure we did. It came out of our taxes.
Yeah. These are typically special interest type of studies that are done that want to skew results one way or another for whatever reason. But the probability of non-conversion over time by cannabis and tobacco use group. I don't know what the fuck this means.
Yeah, that's too much stuff on that chart.
Yeah, that's way too busy.
Yeah.
Another recent study found adolescent cannabis use was linked to increased risk of psychotic disorders, bipolar disorder, depression, and anxiety later in life. But again, it's linked, but it doesn't mean there's causality. It could just mean people with these disorders are attracted to cannabis.
Huh.
So we don't know which way it goes.
That's interesting.
Yeah, we need to study it a little bit more. And now we'll be able to, I suppose.
Well, that is one of the advantages of the reschedule.
Exactly. All right, let's go on to the next story.
All right.
Israeli police seize over 10,000 cannabis plants. Israeli border police discovered and destroyed 18 illegal cannabis greenhouses in southern Israel. Operation uncovered more than 10,000 plants, along with dozens of kilograms of suspected marijuana prepared for distribution.
Yeah. Because as advanced as, listen, Israel's a leader in medical cannabis, but what they're not a leader in is everybody cannabis, adult use cannabis. And so what this proves, like any other place that prohibits adult use cannabis, people want it. They're going to do it anyway, right? Yeah. We just did stories. What was it last week, Bill? Some UK stories about same thing. They busted. There was multiple. Yeah, there was like multiple busts, and they did the same thing. They burn it all up and tell you how much they got, and that's the end of the day. The story is that this is all happening for a reason. You have to give people what they want, man.
Exactly. Yeah. So,
what do you think, Kyle?
I think Israel's got bigger problems than burning some cannabis, but
I mean, if I was in Israel,
again, they're top of the line in cannabis research. They got one of the best medical programs out there. They're exporting a lot of cannabis to Europe, and again, so weird to see they're still pretty reluctant on the recreational side.
Yeah, and listen, my thoughts is if you have to go to a bunker, like an underground bunker, multiple times a day, you should have bringing your weed.
You're gonna need some weed.
You should be bringing your weed with you.
That should be going into the ventilation system.
I don't know how you do it, but there's no reason to be sitting in an underground bunker, getting bombed from above, and not having weed in there with you.
Shit, that won't be our bunker.
That's my public service announcement to y'all.
It's not going to be Todd's bunker.
Yeah, not mine.
Yeah.
Todd's going to be in the smoky bunker.
Right.
That's right.
And that is all the news I have for you tonight.
Well, Bill, we appreciate that. And Kyle, we appreciate you being on the show tonight.
Yeah, Kyle, it was cool to have you.
Guys, make sure that you guys check out High Times and Pay attention to what's going on. We've got a show coming up on the 19th called The Winner Circle. We are going to celebrate every one of the winners that happened in all the categories for the recent New Jersey Cannabis Cup that just happened. So we're excited about that. We're going to honor them. We're going to ask them questions. We're going to learn about their background, their history, what motivated them. We're going to talk about the product. It's going to be a great time. So cool. We look forward to having Kyle here and the whole team here for that event. And then, guys, also make sure High Times Montana is coming up, man.
On the horizon.
On the horizon. Pay attention to what's going on. It's going to be a good time.
I'm going to get me some new gear.
You still with us, Kyle? I think we might have lost Kyle. Yeah. He froze up. That's what happens when we lose somebody. But guys, what's going to happen is we're going to take a quick break. When we come back from the break, we have a very short video that I think is so freaking good that we have to watch it together. It's really, really good. And you're going to learn about Chemdawg. See? Chemdawg. How 13 seeds changed cannabis forever. Forever. It's a great story. I came across it. We're going to highlight it. I'm actually reaching out to the creator of this channel. I'd love to have him on, talk to him about this. Really, really, really good content. We're going to do that right after the break. We're going to talk about the strain of the day. We're going to look at this video. I'm going to play you a clip if you missed last week when we were playing the dope deck game here, which was like completely out of control. I'm going to play you a clip for that. And
don't forget to mention Bucket Man and the Canologist.
Yep. So guys, Bucket Man, Canologist, Late Night Green, Cough Country TV, and Cough Country News. You guys got to make sure you go check us out. Give us some love. Tell us what you want to see. We're here to make sure that happens. We'll be back right after this.
You're listening to the Late Night Green Show, only on Cough Country TV.
Marijuana is huge.
So many dispensaries have resorted to a bland, impersonal shopping experience, where you often don't even get to see a sample of the cannabis you're planning on purchasing before you buy it. If you're looking for that extra personal touch, come check out High Roller Dispensary in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Our staff are avid cannabis connoisseurs who are sure to help you find the strains that fit you best. Whether you're looking for premium flower, edibles, concentrates, or tinctures, we have you covered with over 100 different strains to choose from, all of which are able to be seen, smelled, and thoroughly examined in our elegant showroom. If you're in a rush, we offer a seamless online ordering system that allows for in-depth exploration of all that we have to offer. So whether you're a novice or a seasoned stoner, be sure to stop by High Roller Dispensary and we'll make sure you're floating on Cloud 9 by the time you leave.
Right around here, 15 inches, maybe if you're younger, you go up to 19 inches, you know? Yeah, you know, you already went the big age.
Sometimes a CIO might make commitments to a CEO that they just can't fulfill. And it's very hard to succeed in those environments. You really want to be able to set the expectation right up front.
How would you feel with no sex, no weed for a month or two? I'm going to be really angry.
Just feel sorry for Jake.
Yeah, Jake's going to get fucked up.
Wow, this is Phil. Yeah, for this is all you. This is the Cough Country OG pink hoodie.
people have you seen, man? Have you seen a black man here? Yeah, other than me. Why isn't there no black people here? Have you seen any black folks other than me here? Why you think there's no black people here?
I hope one day you get some, and hopefully in those 2-3 strokes, you don't catch a stroke, you don't pass away. All I know is this man is desperate and he needs a shorty.
Is your cannabis company still using smoke signals to advertise? There's a better way.
Guys, welcome back. Thank you for hanging tight with us on Late Night Green, Late Night Edition. Bill made the journey, the long journey over.
I had to drop my mic's off.
No, it's not.
So what happened in between?
Check your.
What happened between now and then, man?
Check
Smoky
your volume. Yeah, your mic's on. Actually, I can hear you.
It's smoky in here, man. What happened?
Well, we might have just had like a
quick sesh,
like a little halftime sesh.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we did. That's what we did. So, guys, let me tell you guys about, we have a new, but this,
a new segment?
The Discord server. We have a Cough Country TV Discord server, and we've got it set up in such a way. I don't have it we'll set it up for next time, guys. You can go ahead and scan that right there, or you can go down and use that link right there. But take a quick photo. When you get there, you got to do like an age verification, right? You do an age verification, and then there are all the different shows that we do, and then within the shows, we are going to start populating that. Todd and I will be in Late Night Green, and Bill will be in the news, and so on and so forth. But what's going to happen is it's going to create an opportunity for all of us to communicate. And I know our boy Dab Dave is already on it. He sent us pictures, so I'm going to actually have that ready to go for the next show. So he's doing a little grow of his own. So I want to give our boy Dab Dave a shout out. I want to see what this grow looks like. So pretty excited about that. Be sure to go check out the Discord server and join Cough Country TV, where we can continue our conversations. You could shout at Todd if you want. He won't take it personal. He got tough skin.
Oh yeah.
I'm in there right now, actually.
You're in a Discord server?
Yeah.
And you see Dab Dave, he's got some stuff. Are you friends with you guys? Yeah, you got to get in there with Dab Dave.
All right.
Yeah.
Dave, look me up, man.
Billo, let's go. All right, guys. If you weren't here for last Thursday's show, we had Sasha on and the Dope Deck. And our game is right over there. Bill, I found an extra card. We got to put it back in there as I stuck it right underneath.
You playing with the deck already?
We played the game. And we got a video clip from it.
Because it freaking hysterical.
It was pretty damn funny. So we got that clip ready to go. I can see
tears in my eyes.
I can see it in preview.
For you, like, when did you get the idea? How did you get it? And what's been the process of getting this all together?
Oh man. Okay. So it actually started Christmas week in 2018. I had like my first big girl job. I was really, really happy. And the week of Christmas, actually, I got laid off. I had a 1-year-old at the time. I didn't know what to do. My father's health was progressively declining right in front of our eyes. He was eventually put on hospice, but everything had kind of begun right then. So essentially, just picture this. You want to be excited for Christmas. You have a 1-year-old. I'm in the fetal position laying on the bathroom floor, and I'm like, what the hell am I going to do? I don't want to be put in a position where I'm working for someone and they can just cut me off, Yep. Like, I don't want to be subject to the fuckery of the world. So I was like, I'm going to do my own thing because that gives you job security, of course, which it
It doesn't.
Starting your own business is a whole other conversation, right?
Right. Okay.
Sasha was really cool. I liked her a lot.
All right, so that's one clip. If you wanted to know who Sasha was and why she created the game, that's it. Now let me show you some shenanigans. So this one,
Yes.
I gotta go get some water. Songs, movies. Interchange one word from a song title or a movie title with the word pot or cinnamon. Cinnamon for pot. For example,
Synonym.
Synonym. Thank you. These guys fucked me up. Synonym for pot.
So you have to replace it or add it.
Bill, can you grab me a water?
Do you replace
Thank
the word
you.
or add the
I
word
look
into the
blasted.
You were.
For example, instead of Rihanna's needed me, think Rihanna's needed weed.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't have to be just
Oh,
pot.
thank you, brother. Oh my God, thank you guys.
Yes, it's a cinnamon for weed. Any
Continue in a
synonyms.
rotation. First person to mess up loses.
Thanks, Jeff.
Bill, you're up first.
I didn't quite get the rules.
So we have to take a movie title
Or a song title. Is that all you got? All right, so I'm going to tell you right now, we just showed you the tamest part of the whole fucking thing. It was about showing me not being able to, use the word synonym. So I could say synonym, but when I'm all fucked up, it came out cinnamon, and I couldn't stop saying it.
So here's the thing,
I was
right?
like, what the hell?
Here's the thing: if the card said you had to smoke, you had to smoke, and the rest of us would have a joint or a whatever, and just take a hit. This man's over here doing bong hits every time.
Yeah, they were doing little hits every time I had to do one. And so the weed that the strain that we had for the night was like 38%. Jeff, do you remember the name for the strain of that night? But it was banging. And yeah, you guys were, when they had to do a hit, they were doing like a hit. I was doing each one of those, each penalty, I was doing a bong hit. I was pounding fucking bong hits. I was fucking blasted.
Hey.
So guys,
hit hard, huh?
Yeah. So guys, if you want to see that, I'm telling you, it is worth seeing. It is a great game. You guys should definitely go check this game out. It was a ton of fun to play. Sasha's awesome. And there's really nothing better than, like, you're playing this game and the person who created it is right there.
Yeah, that was really
And we
cool.
were going, he was trying to gaslight me in front of the creator of the game, Bucket Man was.
Yeah.
That's crazy. She says, no, you got to take the card. That's the you have to take the card. And then how many cards you have at the end dictates who the fuck won.
Yeah, if you feel like doing that.
Well, whatever. If you're following her rules. But the point she made is that you can make whatever rules you want.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Play the game any way you want it.
Exactly. So guys, go check out last week's live. You'll see we did an interview with Sasha for an hour. So that was the serious part. Then we got down and dirty, started playing this game, got super hella blasted. So
I had to tap out.
Yeah.
I tapped out.
So guys, you want to check this out. I did not tap out. I probably should have, because now what I'm realizing is like those nights where we did the whole kit, we judged the whole kit in one night, or where we're doing that. They're the heavy nights, man.
Yeah, no doubt. That was a good hitter.
But when I'm smoking the pre-rolls and the joints, and we're just doing heavy like that, the next day I feel that shit. I feel
Really?
it. But like the
What do
night
you mean,
where
in your lungs?
Yeah, it feels heavy.
Yeah.
But when I did all them bong hits, I was good.
Seriously.
That was your long promo for bong hits.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I was good.
So if people
It takes you out there at night, but you can get up in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd get up either way, but like, you want to feel heavy in the lungs or not. That's what I'm talking about.
Do you know where can people get that game if they want to get it?
Yeah, on her, you have to go to her Instagram. The Dope Deck on Instagram. Go check it out. Check out Sasha. It's very reasonably priced. And for the money that she is charging and the amount of fun that you will have afterwards, There's no comparison. You're gonna.
It was a lot of fun.
Man, you're gonna spend,
I haven't laughed that hard in a while.
Man, you're gonna spend more at McDonald's if you go there with 3 people than you are for this game. Fair? It's fair enough to say. I think it's fair enough.
No,
to
I want
say.
McDonald's.
We should have what we should do is we should order food one night and make them come in here and fucking deliver it to us while we're live on the air.
That would be funny.
That would be fun. What do you think about that, Todd?
What would that be, like a DoorDash?
Yeah, or Uber Eats or some shit.
Okay.
What do you think? You don't like that idea?
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right. So, guys, what we're going to do right now is I found this amazing video. Jeff, do you know who made this? Okay, well, before we play it, I'm going to have to tell you who made it because it's very important. Give me a second, and I'll find it for y'all. This is from the YouTube channel called Cannabis_lore. Cannabis_lore. And what I can say to you, my friend, is shout out to you. Great video. We want to feature it on the show and talk about it. We're certainly not going to interrupt much of this because it's really good, but we'll stop a couple times along the way and see what you guys are thinking. But this is really, really, really good documentary, and I found it super informative, and I think you will too. Let's check it out.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about Chemdawg, the cannabis strain that came from 13 seeds in a parking lot at a Grateful Dead concert in Indiana. So, the story goes that a stranger sold a bag of weed to a random grower from Massachusetts. This was back in 1991. That single transaction would go on to create some of the most legendary cannabis strains in American history. Strains like Gorilla Glue No. 4, OG Kush, and of course Sour Diesel. One bag, 13 seeds, some of the most important strains in modern cannabis history. If you're new to this channel, this is where I cover the history of cannabis, including the strains, the people, and the stories that shape this entire culture. Hit subscribe, and let's get into it. The story of Chemdawg starts on Shakedown Street. The Grateful Dead performed thousands of live shows across their 30-year career, and by the early 1980s, there was an entire parking lot culture that traveled with the band from city to city. It was called Shakedown Street. It was named after the band's 1978 album and single. Shakedown Street was an entire economy that's unique to the jam band scene. Deadheads sold food, crafts, clothing, and of course controlled substances. It was all the fun of their travel from show to show. And within this economy, cannabis was the primary commodity. But in cannabis terms, Shakedown Street wasn't just a retail market. It was a traveling genetics exchange. A grower from, say, Northern California could meet another grower from Massachusetts at a parking lot in Middle America. Seeds moved between people who shared a tribe, but might never meet again. These seeds, and of course the cannabis they produced, were slyly exchanged in the crowd of deadheads outside of music venues. So that brings us to July 1991. The Grateful Dead was performing at Deer Creek Music Center in Noblesville, Indiana. And in the parking lot, a grower from Massachusetts, who would later go by the nickname Chemdawg, meets 2 other guys who also happen to be cannabis growers. One went by Joe Brand, and the other went by P-Bud. They sell him an ounce of cannabis for $500. They referred to it as dog bud or chem weed, and it was really good. It was unlike anything circulating in the East Coast cannabis market at that time. It was chemically intense, diesel-like. It was almost aggressive. But here's the part of the story that's really interesting. The seeds that would go on to become Chemdawg didn't come from this transaction. Chemdawg and Joe Brand exchanged phone numbers at the show. And later, Joe shipped him 2 more ounces. One was seedless, but the other, it contained the 13 seeds that are central to this story. Let's talk about Joe Brand and P-Bud real quick. Joe Brand was a West Coast connected grower with access to genetics that hadn't made it east yet. And P-Bud, he was another grower in their orbit. Their exact backgrounds are sparse in the public record, but they were both part of the underground network moving high-quality genetics through the Dead Show circuit. And this encounter with Chemdawg was the start of a professional relationship. Joe Brand and Chemdawg stayed connected for years. In 2006, they reunited, and Joe was given 4 of those last 6 original seeds from the ounce that came in the mail. Now let's talk about the man who is Chemdawg. His real name is Gregory Kranzanowski. He went by the name Chemdawg in the cannabis community for decades before his real name became more publicly known. He's from the Boston area and was part of the New England underground growing scene before that Deer Creek show in 1991. He was already an experienced grower before he got his hands on those seeds. The quality of his selections, the speed at which he identified the best plants, and the network he had already built all suggest someone who had been doing this for years. Unlike a lot of other breeders, Kranzanowski has not hidden. He's given interviews to Leafly, High Times, and been on cannabis podcasts. He was even active on the early cannabis forums, and he partnered with licensed seed banks to offer his genetics commercially. But for the purposes of this story, his name is Chemdawg. So what did Chemdawg actually do with those seeds? Well, he didn't pop all 13 at once. Instead, he germinated the first 4 seeds. One came up male, and the other 3 were females. Of those 3 females, one went on to become Chemdawg 91, the variation of Chemdawg that would go on to take the cannabis world by storm. Then, 10 years later, Chemdawg popped 3 more seeds. He labeled them C, D, and E. Chemdawg D would go on to become another very popular.
Pause for a second.
And as I mentioned earlier, Chemdawg...
So he held on to those last 3 seeds for 10 years.
Yeah, it's surprising that they're still good after 10 years.
I think seeds don't have an expiration.
Really?
I don't think so.
Probably kept them properly, too.
Yeah, I mean, you got to keep them dry and cool and shit like that, I'm assuming. But in this wild? Yeah, keep going.
Chemdawg later gave Joe Brand 4 of the original seeds. Joe grew them out and identified the best one, Chemdawg 4, also known as the Reunion Pheno. It too would go on to become a prized strain. So when people talk about the famous Chemdawg phenotypes, they're talking about plants that emerged across 15 years of careful selection. To really understand why Chemdawg mattered, you have to understand what cannabis smelled like in 1991. High-quality East Coast cannabis at the time ran predominantly towards like an herbal, slightly floral aroma. The Thai genetics that had filtered through during the 1970s and 1980s, they had their own intensity, but it was incense-like or fruity rather than chemical. There was also Colombian gold at this time that was earthy and spicy and had a citrus character. The underground growers in New England, and there weren't many of them at this time, they were working with strains that descended from Mexican and Colombian land races. Nothing in the world had that diesel fuel aromatic register like Chemdawg did. It didn't smell like a plant, it smelled like a machine. Their terpene profile was specific. High carafilene gave it that diesel, spicy, woody intensity. Myrcene contributed earthy warmth that in this context read more as fuel rather than tropical fruit. And then there was the limonene that provided the citrus chemical lift. But Chemdawg isn't the only strain that's described this way. There's also sour diesel. In 92 or 93, Chemdawg met a New York City-based grower who went by the nickname Weasel. Not at a dud show this time, at a fish show. They traded clones. The Weasel walked away with 2 cuts. Mass Super Skunk, which was another strain Chemdawg was growing, and of course Chemdawg 91 itself. The Weasel brought them back to a grow room in New York City, and he started referring to Chemdawg 91 as the Diesel. At some point, Mass Super Skunk released pollen. It drifted toward the Diesel plants. The female plants got pollinated by accident. Now, most growers would have thrown those seeds out, but someone grew them out, and what they discovered was something with a fuel citrus skunk intensity unlike anything that anyone had ever encountered before. This new strain would become known as Sour Diesel. I have a full video on the Sour Diesel story, so check that out if you want a deeper dive.
Fucking phenomenal.
But it's really the chain of events that matters here. Chemdawg met a couple growers at a Grateful Dead show in Indiana, got a couple ounces in the mail. One of those ounces contained some seeds. He grew them out and selected the best phenotypes. Later on, he traded some clones at a fish show. Those clones ended up in a New York City grow room where an accident produced one of the most defining strains in cannabis history. So let's wrap this up. On August 9th, 1995, Jerry Garcia passed away from a heart attack in California. He was 53 years old. When he died, the Grateful Dead essentially came to an end. They've continued to tour with different members, but they're not the same band. And the scene at their concerts certainly isn't the same. The shakedown street economy that moved cannabis genetics across the country lost its organizing spine. Within a few years, the exchange moved online to the early internet forums like Overgrow and IC Mag. The Grateful Dead never sold cannabis. They never endorsed the parking lot economy. They never knew that cannabis culture was being defined at their shows. They were just the original jam band. But the chain runs backwards to a band from Palo Alto that just want to play music, and forward to dispensary menus in every legal state in America. The parking lot is gone, but the seeds from it are still everywhere. That's the story of Chemdawg. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more cannabis history content. I release new videos every week or so on the strains, the people, and the stories that shape
Guys,
this
go
whole
check out
culture.
Cannabis Lore.
If you want to go deeper, check out my book, Cannabis Lore. I cover Chemdawg and a bunch of other stories in a lot more detail. The link's in the description. Thanks for watching.
Yo, I'm ready
Dave-
to get that. That sounds like a good read.
Yeah, David.
Really cool.
Shout out to David James. Shout out to you, David, and shout out to your channel Cannabis Lore. That was a phenomenal little mini documentary.
Yeah, that was good.
Just, it's amazing how.
I think I might get the book. I'm gonna get you the audio version.
Yeah, I can't read.
You might be talking about sending me into some shit.
Yeah, I can't read.
Stupid.
You know that. All right, so it is. It's that time, man.
Is it that time already?
It's that time.
Shows move fast tonight.
It is move fast.
Yeah.
It's been a shorter type of show tonight.
I think it's been a good show,
We
though.
started a
Yeah.
little late,
That's
so we couldn't have the maximum carrying on like we used to. And you can't get super fucking hella blasted every
time.
I mean, we're all just regular blasted tonight. Regular blasted. So
Late night queen strain of the day.
that's what I was wondering.
Go.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering. So tonight,
Are these guys already filled?
yes,
Ready
sir.
to go?
Yes,
they
sir.
are. Yes, they are.
Yes, sir. All right. Hang on a second, Bill.
Yeah, you ready to go?
No, I'm just looking at the color. The glasses and the
Oh, so
quality.
where is that? That the barking sound comes on when you do that video, when you play that audio. I'm trying to. It's on the late night green strain of the game. That's my girl Z barking, and every time I hear it, it just that's
That's Z?
That's Z barking. That's my girl. She's no longer with us, and I hear that, and the first time I heard it, I half tripped the fuck out. To
Yeah,
be
that's-
honest, I'm like, where is that coming from?
Wow.
All right, stop.
River Sportsbook. Download the app.
All right, enough of that. Todd, tell us what's going on here. Tell us what's happening right now.
What do we got?
So strain of the day.
Day.
Orange cookies. Oof. All right. So I think we might have cheated tonight and tasted the orange cookies already.
We might. Bill didn't.
You know, Bill, did you have a taste?
I'm always
You
left
know, he
out.
smell-
I'm
he did-
over
he
there in
asked-
the newsroom.
Yeah, Bill was over. What's that I smell over there?
Oh, he smelled it from there.
So it's very. Let's start with the aroma.
Oh, look at this.
Wow, look at that bud. there.
Wow.
So,
Look at that, Bill.
That is something.
That is something, huh?
All right.
With little fingers reaching out.
This strain is a powerful cross of the insanely delicious orange juice and Girl Scout cookies.
Okay, so
it's
I never had orange juice alone like that. Obviously, Girl Scout cookies I had, but you had orange juice as a strain.
I have not. It's indica dominant. It's 60% indica. I mean, it's a hybrid that's indica dominant. 60% indica. The orange cookies has a high characteristic by euphoric cerebral buzz that starts behind the eyes and in the forehead before quickly spreading to the body.
We're gonna have to watch for that.
Yeah,
The
right.
aromas
Behind the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The aroma. What's the aroma?
The aroma: citrus, earthy, fruity, spicy, and sweet.
Yeah.
And I'll say
I
that
definitely
it
smelled.
was-
I smelled spicy.
Yeah.
I smelled woody. I smelled fruity.
Yeah, it was a good taste. It was a good. I like the way, and it smoked well too.
Right. So
when I got off the elevator, that smell hit me.
It
and
hit
it was,
you.
It was
Yeah,
wow.
it
It was
hit
nice.
you. Right on.
Interesting enough, the THC level is not that high. It ranges between 12 and 18% typically. So that's not that high. And to tell you the truth, it's not hard hitting. So I had to agree. It's not the highest percentage.
Right on.
You know, it didn't rock me, but it tastes good.
So, guys, what's going to happen is we're going to do the Stone Moon Sesh here. But I actually, before we start that, Jeff, I forgot to. We got some viewer comments real quick to hit. All right. So what we'll do is we'll do viewer comments. We'll come down off of the YouTubes, come over to Rumble, and hang out with us and sesh with us. But yeah, it is time for viewer comments, Bill.
Love the viewer
You
comments.
did viewer comments.
I did viewer comments on the news tonight.
That's right, you did. And we're going to do them here on Late Night Green tonight. So time for the viewer comments. Hit us with the first one. I hope they're nice, man. Amanda Hallowell 9270 says, thanks for sharing. And this story is about the Nebraska tribe moves ahead with cannabis dispensary. Thanks for sharing. I am the chairwoman for the Omaha Tribe Cannabis Commission.
Wow.
The revenue would be placed back into our community.
Nice.
That's really cool.
Now we know.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Amanda. You should talk to her, Bill.
You know, I was actually going to suggest that, but I thought, don't want to overdo it here.
No, that's kind of, we can do a follow-up on that story,
Yeah.
and maybe she can add some insight to that. Josef Steiner 9401 says, and this story is about the Ice-T doesn't smoke weed, his dispensary closed. Very sad moment. He has a vape cart with Dime Industries with his face on it, in lab with them on a strain called Peach Iced Tea, but he's never even tried it to say it was good because he doesn't smoke weed. What the fuck? Yeah. Josef, I agree with you, man. Straight up. That's just nuts, man. You don't earn any credibility playing in a space that you know nothing about.
It's disingenuous.
It just is. Next. Dad Dave, my man. This is about the cannabis trash bags dumped across the UK farm. We talked about this last week. He said, why couldn't this happen around me?
I think we all feel that way, Dave.
Dave, I'm telling you, did you see the picture of it? That shit was swag. You don't want that. This trash. That shit was trash. You don't want that.
And there was trash mixed in with it, too, right?
Yeah. Well, there was like...
When they're like cups and stuff?
Yeah, it looked like some insulation or some shit. Yeah, so it was like, you're not going to be smoking any of that. Trevor Lincoln, 8205. This is about her, man.
Dumb bitch.
She does not give a spit what the people of Virginia want, and that's the absolute fact. They told you what they wanted. They voted for it well before you ever came, lady. And then you campaigned on the fact that you were going to fix this for the people and get them the dispensaries and the system that they need so they can buy this product. What's the use of being a state that says that you can have it, but you can't buy it?
That's crazy.
It's nuts.
It's a useless rule.
So,
and I think the bill was a bipartisan bill as well.
What's her name,
Everyone
Bill?
was ready.
What's her name? Abigail something?
Yeah, I don't know.
Bullshit.
Governor of Virginia. Does it say it up there? No?
Do you know her name, Jeff? I know her name.
Dumb bitch.
All right. Let's go. Read this one, Todd.
So this is from the Cannabis Gang.
Pariah Can't Breathe.
Swap song titles with pot or cinnamon. Pariah Can't Breathe. At Pariah Can't Breathe. Been there before.
So Pariah, thank you from the bottom of my heart for having the sympathy of understanding that I was hella blasted and I just simply couldn't get the damn word out of my mouth. I'm glad you've been there before. I appreciate you. I do. Who's next? Our boy Dab Dave. What's it say, Bill?
Well, the video is called Bullshit, the game where lying gets you smoked.
Oh, that was the dope deck.
Yeah, that was the dope deck. And Dave says, when is this coming out? I've talked to a few people, and we want to try it.
Bing, bang, boom. Well, Dave, it is out. We've got a copy here, and you can get your own copy as well of this game by going to the dope deck on Instagram. Follow that link, and you can buy one of these on your own. It's a very fun game. I think you should hang out with your peeps and try it, and then video the game, send it to us, and then the Todd Father and I will know what to do with it. Straight up.
That would be nice.
We'll know what to do with it. All right, what's next? Or is that it? That's it? All right, guys. All right, here we go. I'll give you some reminders, right? Like, follow, subscribe, Late Night Green. Make sure you check out Monday night, 9 p.m., where we are going to put out the first ever one-on-one with PhillyFill. I've got Claudia Post in the house. We go deep on some stuff. It's a good conversation. I think you guys should check this out. Monday night, 9 o'clock. I'll be doing more of these. I think I got another one scheduled coming up. These are one-on-one. Sometimes they'll be in the studio. Sometimes they'll be remote. You'll have to tune in and find out what's going to go on. Season 2 of The Canologist is getting ready to come. It's coming soon. Like within the next couple of weeks, the next season 2 will start. So I will bring you more information about that. Also, The Bucket Man Show. If you haven't seen the first episode, that was on last week. We premiered it Thursday night. The Bucket Man has a separate channel. He's got separate social media. So it's The Bucket Man Show. Go check that out. Do you have a logo or anything? No. All right. Check him out. He's going to be on at 9 p.m. every other Thursday. As it stands right now, the schedule is 9 p.m. every other Thursday.
And Bucket Man is a trip.
Yeah, he's yes, he is. Yes, he is. And that brings us to the Stone Moon Sesh, guys. So, guys, make sure you like, follow, subscribe. Go to Cough Country News and give my man Bill a like and a subscribe. Check out his live broadcast.
And leave a comment.
Leave a comment. And the studio looked good as shit tonight. I thought the show really flowed pretty well. There was a couple of things that we can work out.
I got stuck up on my own cinnamon word.
Yeah.
I forget what it was, but I was tripping all over the place.
And there was a small hang-up in the beginning of the show from a production perspective. But we went back and did it over again and got it right. That's the most important part. Getting it right is the most important part. And the show was good, and the news was good, and I really enjoyed it. I think you guys will, too. Be sure to go over and like, follow, subscribe Bill at Cough Country News. What else? I guess it's time for the strain.
Yeah.
So, guys, go over to Rumble right now because we're coming off these other channels. Go to Rumble. Go to Late Night Green on Rumble, and you can hang out and sesh with us. We're going to try this. We're going to try this strain, and we'll see how it goes. See how she goes. All right. So let's switch over, Jeff, and
going blue.
Going blue. Let me make the adjustments. I'll do my circle. I do a circle.
We'll set the scene.
Set the scene with a circle. Boom. And then all I got to do is take us off these YouTubes, and we're going to be good to go right now.
Dead air.
Yeah, Jeff, put some tunes on.